Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, the podcast. This is Jeremy. I own Raw Focus. I own Jeremy Lou Photography. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm kind of feeling like a little bit of a blur. I feel like I need more sleep or I'm not sleeping enough. So I feel like I slept for like 10 hours last night, but woke up and oh my God, like I woke up and like I don't know, like I couldn't open my eyes because I was so tired. And I don't know, we're 5 weeks into being quarantined now with no end in sight. So that's kind of where we're at with life. And we're just kind of figuring it out. But I hope you guys are doing well. I know I feel like I talk about myself all the time and what I'm going through, but I am watching what people are doing on social media. I am seeing everybody stressed out about money, especially the self-employed people. And all I can say is it's going to get better. We're going to get through it. We have to. We're going to find a way to get through it. And so if you're listening to this and you feel like you're just struggling, know that we all feel the same way, but we have a great community and there's things that you can do. So if you guys are listening to this, watching this, wherever you guys are finding this, and you need something, my information is available down below in the comments and the notes and all that. So please reach out. I'm happy to help in any way. But hopefully by the time you listen to this on a podcast, life will be a little bit better and a little bit easier for you. You would have gotten your unemployment, you got your SB loans, you got all that stuff. So guys, I'm in Reno, Nevada, of course, actually in Sparks, Nevada, but everybody knows Reno. And this podcast was a birth, if you will, of me just wanting to get to know people, especially during the coronavirus time, because I don't know people that well. I talk about myself all the time. I feel like it's all I do. And people know me because I talk about myself all the time. So just to be able to push my knowledge and get other people involved, talk about other people, learn a lot about them. I'm starting to feel like I'm a human being now, that I'm not just a stupid robot kid that feeds off of talking about, not that narcissism of talking about themselves all the time. So that's kind of where we're at. So Monday comes along here a couple days from now, and the second round of SBA loans are going through. Very excited about that. Hopefully, my 50 to 60 applications I put all over the world are going to go through. So we'll see what happens. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Jeremy Lou Photography is still at a standstill. I'm selling my gift certificates. I'm pushing through, and I've sold like 150 gift certificates, guys, which sounds great, but I'm super nervous because that means I still have to do these shoots that for free, quote unquote, because I'm not going to get paid again for them. Um, I mean, it's helped a ton, so I thank you everybody for gotten it. But oh my God, if they all book at the same time, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know there's going to be like 2 months where I'm not going to make any money later, but it's helping us now, and that's really all we can do. So, guys, we are talking in this podcast to Tracy Schroeder. I think she goes by the three names. We actually didn't even talk about it. I've known Tracy forever, for a long time. She is a wedding DJ who bought McLean's Mobile DJ, who owns McLean's Mobile DJ now, from Bill McLean, who I knew a long time ago. Bill's still around doing some other things. I'm actually going to reach out to him and see what he's up to. I believe she said he was doing podcasts or radio shows, but his voice, when you hear his voice, it's a voice for radio. Like it's just something, it's sexy. It's amazing. It's a great voice. But I remember one day booking a wedding and it wasn't Bill. It was Tracy that was at the wedding. I was like, oh, cool. You're one of Bill's. And she's like, no, I bought it from him. And she said I didn't reach into this too much, but he's her brother-in-law. And so they know each other. So she bought the business from him, and she has 8 DJs and she's killing it. So of course I know Tracy through weddings, through organizations. And the biggest thing I have to say is that her personality and her spirit is always on par. Every time you shoot a wedding and you're working a wedding with her, you're automatically kind of into that extrovert world. You're into that, like, oh my God, she's exciting, she's good, she's on the dance floor. I've never seen her upset, I've never seen her sad, I've never seen her negative about anything. Even at the meetings and even on social media, we have kind of these mutual hate for companies like Yelp. Anybody that kind of does negative crap, negative shit to people, we kind of we talk about that on social media a lot. We talk about how her and Mike met, where she's from, and how she found her long lost missing brother that they didn't know they had until last year, which is crazy. One of those like ancestry.com DNA test things that they found out. So guys, without further ado, wait, further ado. What is this? What does further ado mean? What does ado mean? I got to look that up because I say it every single podcast. guys, if you're listening to this, please subscribe to the channel, share this out, rate it, whatever you guys got to do, help push this out. And thank you so much. One day we'll have sponsors on here. So for right now, enjoy the no sponsor talk. I don't have to pimp or promote anything out. And also, I don't even know how that works. So, nobody's paying me to do anything right now at this point. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. So without further ado, here's Tracy Schroeder. Tracy Hill Schroeder. Tracy Hill Schroeder. Bye.
Hear me?
I can now. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there.
Fancy.
Living the quarantine dream.
I know, right? That's kind of where we're all at right now.
Ugh.
5 weeks later, still doing it.
The bummer of it is this year is going into next year, and then what do you do? Because you lose all that revenue.
Right. I know. Even I was talking about somebody. They're like, at least everybody's postponing, and I'm like, yeah, but they're postponing into dates that I would have booked next year anyways.
I know.
So you're not really making anything, and that's the sucky part of it.
Did you see I got that letter from Bank of America?
No, what did it say?
The PPP. It said you don't have to do anything else. It's in review and is going to get submitted.
Yeah, I think that's how they all are. Did you apply to anywhere else but except Bank of America? Like,
I didn't, because I didn't know if that would jeopardize it or not.
Not at all. So it's all based off of your like information. Once you get it somewhere else, and then say it does come up again later, they just void it out. So I did it to like 40 different banks.
Did you? Were you the one that said PayPal was the best way to go?
So PayPal, there's another site called Lendio is like you do it one time and they send it to like 300 different lenders at once for you. Bluevine is the same thing. PayPal, Intuit, even Square does it now. And the good thing with the online ones is you don't have to have an account with anybody in order to do it. Whereas like Bank of America, Chase, and all them, even all my banks, they were like, you don't have this certain type of account for us to send it in. I'm like, it's PPP, it's for everybody, but they only want to work with their clients.
Yeah.
That's how they got in trouble with the whole, Ruth's Chris and Potbelly and all that stuff.
Well, they gave that money back, I saw.
Forced to, yeah. But I think it's more of like the government then stepped in and was like, why are they getting these? So I think they're going to have to return it anyways eventually. But we'll see. But they're returning.
So you tell me, we're just chatting now. Are we live already? Or
We're not yet. So I'm going to get live in like 5 minutes. And this is actually how the conversation is going to go. We're just going to kind of chat. And I want you to pimp yourself out, your business, as much as you want.
Okay.
But really, we're just going to kind of let people get to know you.
Like how I got into DJing and.
Right. And like that. And then we can also get into like, you and Mike and I want to know where you're from. And the whole reason I started this podcast was because I don't know people. Like, I feel like I see people all the time. They know my professional world. They know my personal life because of what I post and what I put on social media. And they feel like they know me, but in turn, like it's always been my fault. I've never actually gone out.
You kind of want to make it more personal and.
Right. Well, yeah. And like, what really do I know about Tracy? Like, what do I know about you other than DJ, other than you and Mike and what I see, like on the professional side, but I don't know anything else on the other side. And ultimately that's what I want to focus on because, I started this for a selfish reason.
People more personally.
Right. Ooh, my little things here.
So tell me, does this light look better? Ooh, no. We'll go like this.
Yeah, that looks fine. That looks great. Are you on your phone or what are you on?
Computer,
cool. Can you tilt it down just a little bit more? Go back up.
Maybe I can move back a little.
Either or, yeah, that works. That looks good. Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah, and just get comfy. I mean, I always have like drinks and stuff around, and it's literally like we're at a coffee shop talking, so it doesn't have to be this static, whatever.
My husband's watching the draft.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm the only dude in the world that doesn't care about that stuff. So like my neighbor was watching it. He's like, I can't come over. I'm watching the draft. And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
We're a big sports family.
I believe it. All right. I'm going to get us started here. And then we're going to
There's my little dog, Fiona Jean.
Oh, hey, Fiona. Hey, Fiona. What'd you guys do this morning?
Nothing. I finally bathed.
Oh, yeah. Because of this.
It's
You're
like
like, I should.
I, I guess I could not look homeless for a day.
Right. That's the goal of it all.
I'm
What's,
just ready to be done with this. Did you see I was at Lake Tahoe yesterday?
no, what were you doing, Lake Tahoe? Just, did you get a fine? Aren't they fining people for going?
No. So Sand Harbor is open, and the
Oh,
game warden was there, and he was like, "Yeah, come on in. You can kayak." And the best thing I ever did was buy that kayak.
oh my God. I thought I heard on the news somewhere that there was like a $1,000 fee for non-essential.
That's if you go into State Line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so where Riva Grill and the casinos are, don't go there.
Were a lot of people there?
There was actually more than I thought.
I feel like a lot of people are just out now. I think a lot of people just said like, fuck it. Like
Yep,
we're out and
done with
about.
this.
Yeah. And so I don't
And
know if
like
that's a
it's
good or bad
just
thing.
it's so good to just get out and breathe the fresh air. I went to that Chickadee Trail. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I do a ton of shoots there up in Chickadee Ridge.
Do you? So I didn't go
Yeah.
to the top because there was like a foot of snow still.
Right. Did
So
you
I
guys
just
bring
went
bird
in there a
seeds?
little.
Did you bring bird seeds?
I did. So they love, if you go, they love
Yeah.
sunflower seeds. The
Yeah,
best.
it's cool. We did a bunch of shoots there, and then I haven't really taken the girls up there yet, but
It's magical. You feel like Snow White. Well, I do. I'm a girl.
all right, raw focus with Tracy. Let's do this. Boom, boom, and cool. Hey guys, welcome to Raw Focus with Jeremy Lou. Well, it's not called Raw Focus with Jeremy. It's just called Raw Focus. I have an amazing friend here today. This is Tracy. I know Tracy through weddings. She's an amazing DJ, has an amazing DJ company. McLean's Mobile DJ is the name of her business. And how many DJs do you have now? Like 13, 14?
8.
8 DJs. Anything more than like 1 is insane. So I've been kind of reaching out to people that I know, and I really want to start to get to know people a little bit better. And Tracy was one of the people that I kind of thought of, because I see Tracy at like 2 different wedding type meetings every month. We've done weddings together. I think the last couple weddings I remember, one I remember really well was at Beach Retreat.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one. And then
yeah, we did
Red Hawk.
Red Hawk, right?
Red Hawk.
Yeah, so whenever we kind of get together, it's always a little more candid, a little more exciting, and you're one of those DJs that kind of just gets on the dance floor, you get crazy, you're part of the wedding, and I don't know if you feel like that's normal, but like I love it, and I feel like it's very rare, because I know a lot of DJs that just kind of sit behind the booth. And
there is a lot.
Right.
I think people kind of, the ones that know I do that, that's why they ask for me. But there's still a lot of couples that are like, we don't like any group dances. Right. And I'm like, oh, I'll give you to someone else.
That's weird. Like, why wouldn't they want people on the dance floor like that?
I don't know. It's just that there's just some people that don't like the group dances. For me, I love them, because if you think about it, a lot of people, what do they go to? Maybe 1 or 2 weddings a year.
Right.
And they want to hear those typical wedding songs. I mean, I know the other day you said you weren't a fan of YMCA, but it's still one of the most requested songs.
Well, and that's what I said too. Like, I totally get that it is, but like
But we hear it all the time.
I know, and that's why, because I'm sitting there like, come on, there has to be something more modern, more new to get people there, and eventually it'll be like that.
And it's like the Cupid Shuffle. Some people are just tired of it, but still, like, most people don't go to all these events that we go to. So, I love doing them. Sometimes I go to Carson Lanes in Carson City, the bowling alley. Ooh. Like every Tuesday and Wednesday, they do line dances, and they teach you 2 of them. And they even have like couples dances right before the line dances. It's free as long as you buy a couple drinks. So it's fun.
I love that. Does Carson Lanes, does that have like a really old school vibe to it? Like how bowling alleys
Yeah,
used
there's
to
a
be?
little lounge in there that's kind of swanky, all purple and
Right.
pretty.
I miss that because we used to have one in Sparks, Greenbrae. It was a Greenbrae bowling alley, Greenbrae Lanes or something. And I don't even know what it is now. I think it's like a gym now. But yeah, I used to go there and like, seats were sticky. Everything was done by hand.
Yeah.
I love that stuff and I miss it. Tracy, where are you from?
I was born and raised in Clovis, New Mexico. It's a Air Force town,
What?
so real conservative Air Force base there.
Right.
Yeah, my mom was an officer in the Air Force, and then my dad was he wasn't an officer, so they got in trouble for being together.
Oh, is that a
But
rule?
yeah, I was raised in New Mexico, and then I went to college at Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, which is like 20 miles from Clovis, where I grew up. It's like
Right.
10 minutes from Texas. So West Texas, Eastern New Mexico.
Um, okay, so how did you make your way here? Where did you go in between?
So my dad actually moved here, and so when I graduated college, I just up and moved to Dallas, Texas. And
Right.
that is where I first started DJing. I worked for Ron Sexton. He's still a good mentor for me. He owns Complete Music in Dallas. So he's got, I don't know how many, I think he even has like photographers and photo
So it's like
booths
a whole
now.
wedding, company.
Yeah, he does the whole thing. But to me,
Uh,
I don't want to do that because I want to do what I'm good at and let you
right.
be the expert
Right.
at photography. And, I considered getting a photo booth, but I'm still toggling with that. But now that all this happened,
A little extra income. I mean, it's not a
yeah.
bad idea. And talking to Eric over at Epic, that was one of the things that I tasked him. I was like, he basically just lets everybody do what they do, and he just kind of runs it all. So yeah, you have a professional photographer in there. The beauty of it is they get a cut of whatever you make. You do all the bookings, so sometimes it might be nice, but I think a
Yeah,
photo booth
because
add-on is
there's a
always
lot of
good.
vendors that just aren't good at the business side of it. But Mike and we've always been in corporate. When we bought
Right.
this business 5 years ago, he was still working in corporate, and I kind of was too. But then all of a sudden, like my business just exploded. I think I
Right.
tripled it within the first couple of years. And I love teaching other people because when I graduated college, this was my part-time job, and
Right.
I always love being a part of weddings. It's just when I see the bride walk down the aisle and they see her for the first time, and I'm just like,
You get
oh,
all emotional.
it never gets old for me.
I don't know. Like I never get emotional. Is that
You
weird?
don't?
Like, I don't know. As a guy, like I never like I'll have assistants sometime that come in and then they'll get emotional, but I don't. Like I don't cry, I don't do anything. I don't and sometimes I'll have a second shooter and I'll watch her and she'll be like over here like taking the shot and then she's like put the camera down and she's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Pick up your camera, take some pictures." I don't know if that's a
See,
good or
that'd be
bad
hard for
thing.
me, like in the lens.
Yeah, and you're like,
I'd be like,
"Oh."
because
Yeah,
you
you got
really
the
capture some special moments, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
it's
know you and I like the anniversary dance where they count down to the last couple married the longest.
right.
I love that.
Yeah, it's yeah, I like the anniversary dance. I have this, I shot this wedding. It was at the Grove and it was like a family friend or something and they didn't know how to do it. Who's a DJ. So I ended up having to do it. I just had him play
Yeah.
music and I did the anniversary dance and it was the scariest thing in my life because I'm such an introvert.
You had to jump in.
Yeah, I had to like talk on the mic and then shoot at the same time. It
Is,
wasn't kosher.
isn't it funny how sometimes we gotta, well, I mean, my philosophy is, and I train my DJs this way, is that we are team wherever we are. Like
Right.
I'm part of some DJ, Facebook groups and all that. And I'm blown away sometimes when I'm like, I don't like when the photographer puts all their junk around my booth. And I'm like, I don't
Right.
care.
I don't know
Who
why. Yeah, I didn't even
cares?
realize that was like a thing. I think you're
It's a
like the
thing.
fourth DJ to say that. And I mean, we find our own spot when I go because I want my own spot to be able to access it. And I always feel like the DJ is kind of like in the view of everybody. So if I have to go
Yeah.
grab like a light or something, I don't want to go by the DJ because everybody's watching me grab. So I hide it in the back somewhere. But yeah, apparently like photographers like to put stuff there, which is fine. But like the weird thing was, is like, I don't know why DJs were all upset about it or
Or
secretly
like
upset about it.
videographers, they don't want them plugging into their system, but I'm like, I don't care. It's not going to bust my system.
Right. And if
I
it
just
does,
want to
you
be
pay
a
for it.
team and make it easier for the whole vendor team, or frienders, which is what I like to call them.
The frienders of the wedding
frienders.
industry. It's kind of the
And a
normal
lot
thing.
of them aren't big fans of wedding planners, but to me, I'm like, no, the wedding planner, if you've got a good one. Trust, I've had some where I was like, why are you doing
Right. Right. Like, how did
But
you get
the
this
ones
job?
that are really good, you know, they take a lot of the stress off the couples before they ever even get to us.
Right.
So once they get to me, you know, then I can run the show pretty much. And a lot of my wedding planners are like, oh yeah, it's McLean's. And they know they can just take a breather once it gets to the reception a little bit.
I know.
You know?
I like that. I actually rely on that. I rely on having a good DJ that when the reception comes, I just get to like let loose and be like, you know what, it's your world. Do whatever you want. Have a good time. So the guy in Dallas.
Yeah. So Complete Music, I started there. Well, actually, I started DJing right before I moved to Dallas, because in Millshoe, Texas, I feel like every time I say Millshoe, Texas, my Texan.
Yeah,
Millshoe,
I hear it every once in a while.
Texas.
Millshoe, Texas.
In Millshoe, Texas, I was a radio DJ, and I did the electric lunch on a classic rock and roll station, and that was a lot of fun.
That sounds. When was that? How long ago was that?
Oh my gosh.
Was that 90s?
It was the 80s. So
That
I graduated.
Very,
let's see, I graduated high school in 86.
Oh,
then
nice.
I was on the 6-year plan in college. Because you know that first year, you're like, hey, I'm free.
Right. It's party. I mean, I only did 2 years in school, and that was it. That was kind of my party year. Oh, I might have lost you here. Let's see if we can get you back.
Did you see? I ended up
There you
first person in my back.
You're back.
All right. It says your internet connection is unstable.
Oh, I mean, yeah, life's unstable. We'll just keep it going. If it keeps it going, I'll find ways to talk, and I'll bring you back.
Okay.
So you ended up you started DJing there, did the Dallas guy, and then just kind of kept DJing from there. Was it ever meant to be a business?
I didn't imagine it being a business. So when I graduated college, I majored in radio and TV. So we actually ran a PBS affiliate news station at that college.
Mm-hmm.
There's bloopers out there of me. One day I'll have to. My dad has some video. I did the weather, and then I did some news anchoring a little bit.
Oh my God.
There's some funny stuff out there.
Yeah, that's super scary to me. Like anything related to that. Like
I think one of the worst things that ever happened to me was I tried out for was it Miss America?
Oh,
so I tried out for Miss New Mexico.
Oh my God.
You know, it's not a good story. It's actually quite embarrassing. So I was going to dance as my talent. So I was a head cheerleader in college. I was a cheerleader in junior high, high school, and then I was a cheerleader in college. And then, so I thought my dance is going to be talent. Well, I procrastinated and procrastinated and procrastinated. I was like, I'll wing it because I'm that good.
Yeah, let's wing it.
So I get up on the stage and I'm looking down, and then I look up and I see all these lights and a ton of people, more than I ever expected, and I froze.
Oh my God.
And then I was going to do a, back handspring backflip in the middle of this dance. And I knew I had to be on this other side of the stage. And there's big velvet curtains. So I'm like, how do I get over there? I start spinning. I spin right into the curtains.
Oh my God. Wait, and this was all during. Oh my God. So you didn't win? Is that what you're saying?
I definitely did not win. And I will never procrastinate like that again.
Right. So was that whole dance was just on the fly?
It was on the fly, and then I
Oh
did the
my
back
God.
handspring, but I barely made it over.
Yeah.
I really hid in my dorm room for weeks after that. My boyfriend broke up with me. It was
Oh
awful.
my. Oh, because of that.
Hmm.
Oh my. Well, that's a whole other thing because that's weird on the guy to. Hey, you messed up on this one thing. I'm gonna break up with you. Um, and then so when does Mike come into play? How did you guys meet?
So Mike, okay, so I moved to Dallas, and then I moved to Phoenix, and I worked for FedEx, and Mike worked for FedEx. So I was dishing out
Oh,
the company beer.
yeah. And that's where you
So
guys'
we met
corporate
at
backgrounds come
FedEx. We were
from?
both inside sales reps in Phoenix. And we were dating, and I had a first marriage. It didn't last. Love his family. They're amazing people. I'm still friends with them today. But
Right.
I got divorced, or I filed for a divorce, and then I was working with Mike, giving him dating advice and stuff.
Oh,
And
of
then one
course.
day he texts me, "I like you more than I should." After I'd filed for a divorce, I was like, "What?"
Then I should.
He's way younger than me.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's you guys have very different personalities.
Very. So I'm like
Uh,
really outgoing. Mike is meticulous.
right.
Like
He's the
he's
corporate
so
guy.
good at the stuff that I hate to do.
Right.
Like he's good at our banking. He does all the business stuff behind the scenes, and I'm the one that sells the business and books the events, and
Right.
he's the one that organizes everything. He's got a spreadsheet for everything.
And that's how it has to work though, right? I
He's
mean,
so
that
good
has to
though.
have,
He's
yeah.
so good.
I think that's how like Lindsay and I are because I'm very, I'm techie and I'm organized and I'm money focused and all that. And she's kind of the other side where, manages the house, the creativity, the just making sure that everything's stable because I can't focus on both. But I think you have
Yeah,
to
I
find
mean,
that
I'm
balance.
so
And
blessed. Aren't we both blessed that we have people that, make up for the stuff we're not good at?
right. Well, and I think that's the beauty of it. That's what you need to have. Otherwise, what's the point of, being with somebody forever and
Yeah.
working through that?
And then Mike started DJing, which I'm so proud of him because it took a lot for him.
Right.
What's funny is we were at the Blues and Brews Fest, but we were booked solid that day. So I had the whole team out, even Bill McLean, who I bought the business
Yeah,
from, my
of course.
brother-in-law. But we had to go to another event because Blues and Brews was, during the day, and then we had events that night. Well, we were supposed to introduce Smash Mouth. Mike's going to kill me that I'm saying this story. He's going to be like, why are you telling him that? I'm surprised he's not over here right now at the door.
Stop talking.
But I was like, Mike, I need you. Okay, you need to just introduce Smash Mouth. That's all you got to do is introduce Smash Mouth.
Right, super simple.
And I was like, it's easy. But Bill, he's got a way with words, and Mike had been watching Bill forever do this Brews and Blues. And Bill's got the magical words for everything. And Mike's not used to public speaking. So I'm like, you have to do this. And Mike walks outside and sees the crowd and just clams up. And I had to call my sister Holly. And all she did was this. The guy goes, all I needed you to do is introduce him. You don't have to elaborate on anything else. Just say, ladies and gentlemen, Smash Mouth. That's it.
Right.
And Mike was like, I guess I could have done it. But he was like, I'm not.
Was he
But
thinking he had to
really
do something?
good.
Yeah. Was he thinking he had to be like Bill McLean? Because Bill McLean has like this. When I first met him, it was like radio DJ voice. I first met him at David Wally's Hot Springs.
Yes.
And when I first started photography, I used to wear a suit. And I remember,
oh my God,
it was dinner time, and Bill sat down with me. He goes, Jeremy, I have to tell you something. He's like, you need to stop wearing a suit. You're going to not want to wear a suit for the rest of your life. And I was like, no, this is like, I think I was like 24, 25 or something, just like super new into the game. And I was like, no, dude, I'm going to wear a suit. And I remember leaving, and then 2 weddings later, I stopped wearing a suit. Yeah. It was, David and Wally's hot summer wedding.
I don't think people put so much emphasis on what we wear because, like you're outside and I'm moving equipment, from ceremony and,
right.
Like, I'm trying to be more structured with like McLean shirts and.
Right. You guys have that business. Right. And that's the same thing, but it'd be crazy to not say that in our industry, there are so many posts on these Facebook groups for photographers on what we should be wearing. It's a black on black on black. And I literally am like, I dress like I'm in like a Banana Republic ad or an Express ad, because that's just how I dress.
Yeah, you always look nice. You're not in the pictures.
Right.
You got to be comfortable.
And I remember posting a picture of what I wore one time, and this one lady goes, "That's seriously what you wear?" And I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, no, my goal is to dress like a guest, like make me look like a guest. I don't want to look better than the groom. I don't want to wear a dress. I just want to look like the guest. And
yeah, you'll never see me in a dress ever.
Ever. One day.
One day.
So
it's funny because people are so like, I heard you on Facebook the other day, you say something and everybody slays you. Wolf!
Right.
You know, I just want people to feel the way they feel. Like during this coronavirus pandemic, like, I don't know if you saw my post one day, but I put, gosh, people just let people feel the way they feel. Like the grocery store worker that says, oh my God, I'm busier than ever and a little bit stressed out. Well, at least you're getting paid.
Yeah.
It's, or the mom, my sister's a teacher. She's also a mom. So she's got to do her household and, get 20 other kids on the freaking Zoom meetings and sign everybody up. And she's just like, this is exhausting. This is more work than when I was in school. Well, at least you have a job. I feel like the skill of empathy without getting ridiculed.
And it's hard because it's social media, right? I mean, it's like people feel like they can write whatever they want, but if they were in person with us, they would never say such things. They would never even come close to that.
Like I've even lost friends over it because I'm a happy, joyful person. I try to be, but dadgum, man, sometimes it's just okay to feel a little dang depressed.
Right.
I'm not going to stay there, but let me just feel the way I feel and just call me, ask me if I'm okay. Don't just blast me on Facebook.
I know. And, and I think a lot of people everybody's watching this on Facebook right now, but yeah, just taking the chance to, take a second, feel what people are feeling and then push it out. That's a huge thing.
And we all are, just be there for each other. My dad's a pastor and I really am I got to go back to my faith and that's how I'm making it. And even being out in nature, but God will provide. And I'm trying to just stand in the promises of God. But do I have a hard time sometimes? Yes. Do I feel depressed? Yes. I have built this business. This was going to be one of the best years I've ever had, Jeremy. Like we were killing it. Me and Mike were like, this is the year we're going to get out of debt. We're going to have a nest egg, pay off all my surgeries. We're going to kill it. And then, wah. So yeah, I'm going to feel a little down.
I think a lot of us are frustrated with the whole situation. So let's bring it into that now. So COVID-19, coronavirus, I feel like I've been doing these podcasts almost every single day, missing a couple of days here and there. And that's been obviously the topic of conversation right now. So right now we're going through, because we're both self-employed, we're going through the whole government's not helping us, unemployment's not helping us, SBA loans aren't helping us. We're not getting the help that we need, even though they asked us to stop working 5 weeks ago. How are you managing not only yourself and Mike as like a family, but like the business too? Because you have all these other DJs who are on your team.
I'm just praying to God I get this Paychex protection because I want to keep my DJs. Luckily, most of them have another job. Except for maybe Spencer, who's full-time for us because he's in college. So I worry about him. I definitely want to pay him, and I've got one I still need to do some additional training for. So what do? I don't know.
I mean, it's tough. But like we were talking about earlier, I know that you applied to your main bank. And one of the things that I've been focused on during this whole thing, besides these podcasts, are educating people on like the PPP and all that stuff. And I highly recommend tonight just going on to like PayPal, Lendio, anywhere that allows you to do it and just apply. It's the same exact application that you've done before. And I just stored everything on my laptop. So I just drag and dropped everything. And then
that's a good idea. And see, I didn't even know, can I apply for unemployment? Luckily, I structured my business to where I'm an LLC, but I'm taxed as kind of an S corp, if any of you know what that means. And maybe like once we get rolling with these, vendor meetings, we can kind of educate people on why to be, an S corp, LLC, corporation or whatever. But I have been paying ourselves on payroll.
Well, so
I hear it's a lot easier if you did it that way.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know if I can apply for unemployment too. Like, and
so
here's why I'm questioning it, because I'm still booking for 2021, but it's not near the revenue that I was making.
Right. So
before all my
unemployment
2020
is
brides are moving to 21.
unemployment is only the time that you're not working, theoretically. It's meant to make you whole again, right? So if you were, say, like traditionally, if you're out of work for 6 weeks in between jobs, unemployment will cover those 6 weeks. So it has nothing to do with the future. It's just what's going on.
Because I mean, I'm not working, but
right.
would
So
they
you're not allowed
count
to.
the revenue that you bring in when you collect a retainer?
No. I doubt it because, well, in my contract, it's I mean, you can collect a retainer. So I mean, traditionally, when you do unemployment, like say you work for somebody else, you have to put how much money you're making every single, every week, and then they determine how much they're going to give you based off of like what you made. So if you worked and you washed somebody's windows for $100, then they take off $100 of your thing. Pandemic is a lot different, and that's why they have to structure a whole new website for us so that we can actually go in and put our individual things. So basically, they're just giving every self-employed person $600 a week for 13 weeks minimum. That's what they're doing.
Would you, for instance, so if I did the PPP,
mm-hmm.
then I would be paying myself under that, though.
Right. They don't know how that's working yet because they don't know. And that's actually one of the big conversations with all the groups is if I get PPP, do I still get unemployment or do I get less of unemployment or whatever? But it's theoretically the same type of loan or the same. It's all pandemic. It's all part of the same thing. So we don't know yet. As far as I know, you can get both dependent on as long as you prove that the PPP is paid towards your employees and towards payroll, which if you guys are on payroll, then it works. Unemployment is for the individual
That's
person.
why I was waiting. I was like, well, shoot, I guess I'm just going to wait until.
But I would see how much you get first, from PPP. If they offer it, how much you get. And then, the good thing is if you have to choose unemployment is you don't have to return.
And I'm just hoping, Jeremy, because really like we're all like, I've talked to some wedding planners and they're like, I'm kind of just at liberty on when is this going to lift? Like, so we're all waiting for April 30th. The governor basically didn't really give us much information.
Right.
So I'm just waiting for April 30th to see what's going to happen,
So honestly, I wouldn't anticipate anything before May 15th.
Yeah, because I think I don't know. I think the Hyatt's not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're saying
it's
May
hard
15th.
To book anything into June. I mean, nobody's really booking into June. I mean, what are they saying? Disneyland won't even open until 2021 now. So
yeah, and then can the couples families come in? Do they want to fly in? Do they have the money to fly in? So what is that going to look like?
Right. Yeah, even at venues, like are we supposed to be wearing masks? Are we temperature checking people that come into the venues? Are we only allowed to do outside venues?
And how do you sit to eat dinner? What do you put 2 people, maybe 4 at a big 10 top table?
Right.
Way across from each other?
I would just do standing room only at this point. I'm like, don't get any tables. Nobody's going to be able to sit in them.
You have heavy appetizers.
Yeah. So are you guys still booking right now?
What?
Are you guys still booking at this point? Or have you tried?
Has
business kept going?
We're booking and I'm happy about it. But then I opened the email and got 8 postponements and cancellations. So that's the tricky about being a multi-op is for every guy that's just a one-man DJ, he gets 1, I get 8.
Right.
So some days I'm like, I'm taking a break from the email. I now have an out of office that says, give me a couple days.
I've always had that. I have a 48 to 72 hour automatic response that goes out. Even while we're on the computer, I see emails pop up and I always have this urgency to be like, oh my God, what does it say? But my postponements happened all kind of at the beginning. Everybody's kind of moved on. Luckily I had no cancellations and I've booked like 3 or 4 weddings, in the last couple weeks already. So it's still going, things are still happening. I think as long as we all just kind of keep that support and keep pushing forward. What are you guys doing?
This year I'm thinking, gosh, because not knowing until this is lifted, I don't even want to book weddings within this year, new ones, until I know what my current clients are going to need.
Are doing, right? Yeah.
And of course everybody wants the Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you could just please do a Friday, Sunday, or any day
other than Wednesday. Saturday. Freaking, yeah, let's save some money. Get on a Wednesday day and make that happen. So what are you guys doing on your downtime now? So I imagine you guys have a little bit extra time in the house. What are you guys up to?
I play games on the phone.
What are you playing?
I listen to worship music, watch Christian movies to keep my mind going.
So
I
wait, is
did
everything
get
Christian
Netflix,
with you
cancel
then?
cable.
So you're listening to worship music and watching Christian films?
Yeah, I gotta keep my mind right.
But that's a lot. I mean, like,
It is.
I'm all about,
I gotta keep it positive or I'm gonna be like, ah!
So, do you watch other stuff though, other than like Christian films,
Well,
right?
I was super happy when the draft came on. And I know you're not a sports person, but my family's been football people our whole lives.
Right. Does Mike
I'm
have the
a
same amount of like religious backbone as you do?
Detroit Lions fan.
Lions.
Yes. My whole So, yes. So, my sister does praise and worship at the church.
Right.
My dad's a pastor. My other sister's a great singer. I was not blessed with that. And I don't know that my brothers can sing either.
I think your sister sang at a wedding I shot.
Holly?
I think she was Virginia City.
Yes, that's right. Because I remember her. She was like, "You know Jeremy Lou?"
Yeah,
I was like, Who doesn't know Jeremy Lou?
It was an awesome wedding, amazing wedding. But I remember she sang, and I didn't know that you guys were sisters until after.
I have one older brother. We share the same mom and dad, and then Holly and Cassie, we share the same dad.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you saw this year, or it was last year, I discovered I have a brother.
Right.
That I didn't know about.
Did you do one? You did one of like the ancestry things or something?
Yeah. So my Aunt Dee did a test at Ancestry and my brother Jeff. And then it matched up and they were like, how do you think we're related? And then it came up that Jeff's mother was in Clovis, New Mexico. So we're all, my dad was 19.
Oh my God. Did he know?
But my dad knew because strange story was Jeff's mom came in. My dad was a medic in the Air Force and she came in to get shots for the kids. And my dad's looking at Jeff and he's like, is that my son?
Oh my God.
She wouldn't really tell him. She just said, you got to leave me alone. I'm in a marriage and blah.
Right. So, I'm in a marriage.
It's a cool story because Jeff, man, he didn't have an easy life. And he's told people the story, but when it ended up, his mom passed away when he was like 4, but he had changed his last name. So my dad couldn't find him. My dad looked for him.
Oh, wow.
He had changed his last name to Lloyd. And then why we couldn't find him. But he went into foster care and he was homeless. And now he's like a successful real estate broker in Hollywood.
Oh my God. So do you guys still stay in touch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool. So once he found out about us, because we were all in the background, Dad's like, don't you say anything on Facebook yet. And my aunts are like, don't say anything. We don't know if he's happy about this or sad about it or feels weird about it.
Or if he needs money.
But behind the scenes, we're all stalking his Facebook.
That's
looking
awesome.
at him. And he's so much fun. He came down. Holly had her 40th birthday last year and he came down and we all hung out in Virginia City. And as soon as he found out about us, within a week, he was already here. And I flew my other brother up because I called my brother and I was like, hey, what do you think about if you had a brother? And he goes, did Dad find Jeff? And I was like, how'd you know about Jeff?
Yeah. We've been looking for Jeff for years. So when you guys met Jeff, did he have I'm always intrigued by this because, whether it's hereditary or whatever, or you learn from it, does he have the same mannerisms that you guys have? Or,
I see the same mannerisms. Like my sisters and I are always going, oh my God, that looked just like Dad. Or that looked like Steve. Or that looked like Cassie.
And then, you guys are all pretty outgoing. Does he have that outgoing spirit as well? Or is when you guys got together?
He definitely does. He does.
That's weird.
It's so cool to see that.
I did the ancestry, Lindsay and I did it. I want to do a different one. I would do the 23andMe now, but I did the ancestry one and it just told me that I was Asian and white. And I was like, I knew that, but and then it's you could possibly be related to these 10,000 people. And then you have to subscribe to find more information.
Yeah. My aunt did. I need to log on because I'm curious to find out because my mom's side is Polish, which is why I'm always eating sauerkraut.
No, I just like sauerkraut.
Pierogi.
Right.
But my dad's side is kind of Heinz 57 breed. I do have some Native American, which
Oh,
I thought was
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Very little, but still,
Yeah, not enough for
being
you
from New
to,
Mexico, I love the Native
yeah,
American people.
like Elizabeth Warren status, huh?
Is that real?
Enough. Yeah, I think she has like a little bit, but she said it was enough for her to say she was Native American. And then everybody's like, I think I was like a percentage. I can't even, every
We
time I
all
hear
want to
that.
be a little bit Native
Right,
American.
right. Well, and that's what like my mom told me forever that we were, my mom passed when I was 15. So it's been like 21 years now, but she always told me that she was Native American or we're Native American. And getting my ancestry, we're not Native American at all. And so I'm like,
Really?
well, that's cool. Like, and so it's very, very Vietnam and then very like European is where
See,
we
those
are.
are the things I want to know. You know, in this downtime, I should just log on and see what my
Yeah,
history is.
you
But I
should.
never
Yeah.
knew, my mom never knew her dad, because it was when my grandmother got pregnant with my mom, he wanted a boy. When he found out it was a girl, he was gone. So I don't
Right.
even know that whole side. And forever,
That's,
I thought I was a Sobchak, but it turns out I was a Wilkins, maybe. I don't know. My
yeah.
aunt will correct me on that. I still
I,
have Polish.
that's, yeah. I mean, yeah, it kind of verifies everything that we are, and that's why we do it. But I was hoping to find a little bit more information. So there's more coming out. And then Nevada has their own one that's done for free. You just go in and spit in a cup over at
Oh, they
Renown.
do.
Yeah, it's free. It's called NV. God, I can't remember what it's Nevada something NV something. But if you look up Renown, it's literally done for free for Nevada. So you just
Oh,
go
that's
in and
cool.
sign up and do it, and they tell you all the information. But they go more in the DNA. So like if you're up to having heart attacks or stuff like that, they'll tell you everything as well. It's pretty chill. That's pretty neat.
Wow. You know
So
what's also funny about my little history? So Jeff, he has a daughter named Brittany, but Steve, my other brother, has a daughter named Brittany, and
ooh,
they look like they could be sisters. It's so bizarre.
that's weird. Are they the same age?
No, how old are the Brittany's?
Because
They're
that's why I'm
close.
wondering,
You
like
know what? They
sometimes
are
like
close
when
in the same age.
sometimes when people are being named, it's like whatever's popular that year or something.
Yep.
But yeah, if they're different ages, then that's a whole other story. That's a whole other like weird coincidence kind of thing.
It's so weird because we put them side by side and we're like, look at this. This is so bizarre. But
They're exactly the same.
my dad is the one that got me into music because we had music playing. Gosh, every time I was with my dad, there was music
Right.
playing. We were big blues fans. And so naturally I would go into music.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. I mean, you say naturally, like I love music, but I don't. That's never been a passion. I was always that guy that would DJ like at a party or something. I just have my music set up, and I'm like, this. You guys listen to this song, listen to this song, and so I kind of knew, but like I
See, I
never.
could see you being a DJ.
I mean, I could do it, but like I don't know. I like to hide every once in a while, and I feel like I'm standing behind that booth, not hiding.
Because you're the one that said you don't like eating out in the open at weddings.
I don't like people watching me eat. Like, well, I do. So look, here's what happens at weddings. Some couples, and if now it doesn't happen anymore because my brides are amazing, and I get to tell them what I need to do. But like, they'll put us at a table. They'll put their vendors at a table with like, say, like 5 or 6 family members that need an open space, right? So
Yeah,
we're
I
sitting
don't
at a
like
table,
that.
right?
I don't
And so
like
we're
that
sitting
either.
there eating with these people that we don't know, and obviously we've been shooting the whole wedding the whole time, so I have my gear on and I'm like holding a bag and I'm on my phone checking my so like I'd rather just hide in the back. But I actually don't even like I don't eat in front of people. I always think it's weird. I always think people are staring at me, like I don't want to actually
See,
spit.
that's
Now,
Mike too. He'll go the whole wedding without eating, but I'm like, I have to eat.
I mean, I
did have one bride that put me at. It was an all vendor table though, and I loved that.
That's cool.
I also love vendors that put you. Like, have you ever been at Tahoe Donner Lodge? I don't know that they're doing weddings at that main, but they make it family style and all the vendors sit at a table in that one room. I love that.
Yeah, I don't even care. I mean, it could be, like there's one venue that gave me half of a turkey sandwich, half of an apple, and half of a cookie as our vendor meal. And I've never shot a wedding there since. And it's actually a really big venue, but they pissed me off so much.
That's why I love when we all meet as vendors. So if you are a vendor watching this, I highly recommend that you join some networking groups so you can find out if you're doing anything annoying, stopping you from getting referred.
Right. It's well, yeah, and that's it's just weird how some vendors are all about frienders, and then some vendors are anti a competition. I think that's weird. So let's
I
go
don't
back
like
into when you bought the business from Bill. What were you doing right before? Were you DJing before under your own company name, or were you DJing for
No,
Bill? How
I've
did that
never
work?
DJ'd under my own company name.
Okay.
I even DJ'd it. I forgot. I moved to Complete Music and DJ'd some in Phoenix for Complete Music too back in the day. But Bill,
Awesome.
what happened was Bill, he'd been doing it for 35 years and
Right.
he was just flat burned out. And
Oh my
he
God.
started
Yeah.
getting into construction and rebuilding properties, like flipping houses, and he's got a lot of rental properties, and that became more of his passion. He's just burned out.
Yeah.
So he was like, Tracy, answer the phone and it's yours. And Ward was like, Tracy, just answer the phone so you can book me for weddings. And I was booking me, Bill, and Ward. Ward's been with Bill forever.
Right.
And
Yeah. I love Ward.
I started answering the phone, and I was like, and then I started going to like Weddings of the West and NACE and
Well,
all the
the
networking
biggest
groups.
change that I've noticed is when I was talking to Bill, he had no website. It was only phone calls,
No,
no
he
email,
didn't.
no anything, right? And I was like,
No
dude, I'll do it
Facebook,
for you.
no
Yeah.
website.
I remember telling him, I was like, I'll make your website. It's super simple to do. He's like, yeah, I don't know how I can't do his voice. Like, I don't need it. He didn't. Like, he booked everything
He
he
didn't.
booked. But
He
also
had a
that's
solid
like,
reputation, and
yeah, but that's
that's
so
why I
much
kept the
extra
name,
work. Right.
because everyone knows Bill.
I agree. And yeah, so I think I ran into you guys this all together at Rib Cook-Off this
Yes.
last year. I was running into the Rib Village where it's all you can eat ribs and everything, and I ran into you guys while you were out there. But it was kind of cool to see you guys all together.
There's an all-you-can-eat place?
You didn't know this? Don't tell me you didn't know this.
How did I not know this? And I've been going to this rib thing for years with Holly.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. So it's called Rib Village. It's the tents right next to the Nugget, like between the concert and the Nugget.
Yeah.
They use a parking lot. It's about $100 a person for about 4 or 5 hours, or you can buy a table for like $1,000 or a table for like $850 or something. And all the
you figure
vendors,
you probably did spend $100, didn't you?
No, it's a value because you go in there, it's free beer, free sodas, free water, free ice cream. So they have like all these, like a bin of just ice cream. And then every single rib vendor has their ribs out there with their sauces. So you just go through the buffet line.
You are
and they
kidding
have like
me.
corn on the cob salad. How do you not know this?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you told me.
It's called Rib
Holly, are
Village.
you listening?
I mean, this year, just take your crew and just say, hey, do we have 10 people? And then somebody buys a table at a certain date, and then you go in there, you get a wristband, so you can still walk out and walk back in.
Wow,
but it's all
that
you
will
can eat.
save a ton of money, especially on beer.
Yeah, and you don't have to go to each. You don't have to get in line, so you just taste it all.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell Mike this.
I won't be able to do it this year, but yeah.
I hope that doesn't cancel. I finally, you know what, this year, Jeremy, because I've been bad, and I don't know if you do this, but I started scheduling time. Like I was like, my mom, my stepmom, and I love the Kentucky Derby, and we wear the big hats, and so I was like, I am not booking myself Kentucky Derby Day. Then all of a sudden, Kentucky Derby's canceled or postponed.
Are you still? When is it?
And then I scheduled time off for Pit Bull, and that's canceled. I was like,
I know, and that's tough. Yeah, like because like our Lindsay and I, our anniversary's coming up. I mean, we had Palm Springs set up. We had this thing at the Reno Phil for the girls, and everything's getting postponed or canceled or whatever. But it's tough. It's like, do we keep booking that or not?
I don't know.
Yeah. And, like a couple of the bridal fairs, we just got a couple emails that they're waiting till 2021. So they're refunding us everything, which although it was great, I was super bummed. I was like, oh man, hopefully maybe they can push it into this year and just put something together.
But then their thinking is, and it makes total sense, is because what is it going to look like now in the spring? And we're going to like covet our Saturdays or Sundays even. So
well, yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, at least this way, there's an out for everybody. They're not holding on to everybody's money, and people aren't sitting there going like, "What are we doing?" So I totally get it, and it's a smart decision. But my internal thinking was like, in my whole mind, I was like, "Oh, maybe they can't. Maybe we can just move this in." And so I'm hoping that it just keeps it going next year, and I'm happy.
Yeah, and now we've got the virtual one.
Right, and I will tell you, you are the only video that's come in so far, so it'll be just me and you at this point.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Don't
so
tell anybody.
it'll be a live
Okay.
stream of just me and you, and I'm just going to keep it rotating, and that's how it's going to work. So I still
See,
have to
this
figure out
is
how
how
to.
good Mike is. He sent that in, and I still didn't know. I
Oh,
love
really?
that guy.
Oh, he's the one that sent the video in. It's under your
Mm-hmm.
name. Oh, yeah. It was just a
Like you
Dropbox
just
link.
told
So
me.
yeah, he sent me. Yeah, so we're gonna have
Sometimes he's
two
answering
videos.
the email and not me.
So did you answer any of the emails, or was that him?
It was him.
Oh, he didn't say anything. I thought it was you. No, yeah, he sent me
He
your
acts like me.
two
He's
of your
like,
commercials.
I'm way
Yeah,
more
so
organized than Tracy.
I watched the commercials and they look pretty good. So one was just you talking and then answering some questions. The other one was kind of like live behind the scenes at a wedding. So I really like those. Mine's gonna
Yeah.
be me doing this somewhere outside. So I'm just gonna be talking to myself for.
Jeremy, I love that you're doing. How did you learn how to do this? Isn't this a mic right in front of you?
Yeah, this is DJ stuff. I could probably DJ right here, right now. Yeah, so I run a YouTube channel. I have done so for a while. So everything was pretty much mobile. Even the camera that I use right here is meant to go anywhere that I need to go. But I do a lot of tutorials on the computer, which is right here. So I needed a way and I hate the camera. I hate the mic that's built into the Mac. So yeah, slowly bought everything and then built my studio
I
as
want
I
to come and
needed.
see it when this is lifted.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, so this is just the third car garage.
So you should see Bill now. He's running a whole radio station. Is it a podcast? I don't know if it's a podcast.
Right.
But I'll have him send you the link. It's incredible what he's doing. And he kind of has a setup like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's basic, basic Yeti Blue mic setup. So it's fun. I mean, anybody can do it. It's just, now I get obsessed into things is how my business works. That's how I became a photographer. I got super obsessed into cameras and learning how they worked. And then I was like, let's get obsessed about making money. Let's get obsessed about this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have a computer. I can do a podcast.
Who knows what this could come for you? Like
I know.
you're pivoting.
Right. I mean, at this point, I'll make a single penny from this. But the reason I'm doing it, honestly, is just to get to know people more. And that's really what I care about.
I love that you're doing this. You're a bright light in the world, Jeremy.
Thanks. I try. Tell everybody
it's
that.
So cool.
There's a few people that still need to know. Right. Mm.
And your little boy is the cutest little kid thing ever.
Yeah. He'll be 2. Jet will be 2 on July 15th. And right now he's just running around.
All these people having birthdays during this quarantine. I feel so sorry for him.
I know. And, Ryan did, our daughter, she turned 11. And so we did a parade for her out front. So we put a notice out to all the family and stuff. So we did a parade and then silly string. There's still silly string in our front yard. Our neighbors are mad. Actually, one neighbor.
There's some cool things happening. So Spencer is going to be a part of it in Minden. He's teaming up with the sheriff's department there, and they're doing these mobile concert drive-through neighborhood things, and he's going to be DJing. It's going to be so cool.
Seriously? That sounds awesome.
I think so.
Can do that. Do it here. Come do it here.
I know. We should.
What, did they just sit in a van or something?
Well, like in my car, I should do it, but I have some crusty neighbors.
Come to our neighborhood. It'll be fine.
I'm like, I got cool neighbors, then I got some. I'm like,
Yeah. No, we have really good neighbors, but we have one that right now, and I don't know what we did to him in the past, but he's just very anti us. In fact, we're about to lose our landscaper because he's eyeing our landscaper every time he comes over, and our landscaper's uncomfortable working in our environment.
Come on.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
People lighten up.
I pay you a whole $25 every time you come here. Man,
I got a good one my lawn is already green. It looks so pretty.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm shocked that they started again already because I feel like it's not even spring yet. And I think that's just it's been hot. It's hot today. It's like,
yeah, I'm going to go for a bike ride after we get done. I do have a grocery pickup at 1. I'm not going in. I hate going into the grocery store. I'm more paranoid in there.
Yeah. Well, somebody posted a meme yesterday and I totally agree, but there was a photographer. I can't remember who sent it to me. There was a photographer and a model, 10 feet away, and she's taking a picture, and the shot was taken from behind. And then right above that picture was another picture of like a grocery store, a Safeway or something, with everybody huddled together.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, can't you guys still do portraits? Like you can be distance.
Yeah, we're always distanced. I mean, like that's our number one
That's what I
thing.
don't get. Like you should be able to still do something.
Right. I should be able to go anywhere, maintain my 6 foot, whatever. I mean, I wear a mask but I haven't shot because I don't want to get a fine. There's a fine and loss of license, but like the whole thing's ridiculous. Like
But
stores
like
can be
say Sand
open.
Harbor's open, and I know you have to get a license to be in Sand Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
But say if Sand Harbor's open, why couldn't you?
Um, well, so the main reason is the business side of it. They don't want us out there because they don't want us promoting non-social distancing, meaning if they're allowing photographers to go out and shoot, they're allowing hairstylists to still work, then that's keeping people from staying at home. And that's our number one thing. They don't really care what I do. They're just like, we don't want to have a reason for people to come out, because then everybody will say, yeah, we can still go to the movies as long as we only book a third of the movie.
They're still allowing us in, the trails and stuff.
Right. But one of the things that I've, talking to some of the police officers, and this was like 3 weeks ago, I was like, yeah, like, I ran to one in the store, a friend of mine, and he's like, you know what, to be honest, they're not going to do anything. Like if we're not going to fine you, and this is just what he told me. So, hopefully nobody goes out there and starts working and gets fined, but he's like, we're not going to come after you for working. They can say that all day that they want, but we're not going to give you a fine. We're just going to tell you what's going on, give you a warning, and then tell you to go home. But that's all we're going to do. And so that's nice to know, but it's frustrating. I've always, like, my whole thing now is,
I just want it to be, I'm hoping our fall stays put, because
I mean, it just,
I can't imagine what I'm going to have to do if fall goes away.
If they either let me work, or if I don't work, then help me. But if you're not going to help me and not let me work, I'm going to find a way to make money. So, I mean, that's simple as that. And it's, oh my God, it's so frustrating. Yeah. I don't think fall's going to go away. I think fall's going to be safe. I think August is going to be really the cutoff line of everything. So I think,
and I got a full August. I have such a good August coming up.
How's your contract? I mean, is it pretty stable? Is it pretty good?
I did update it. I did have the force majeure clause in there.
Right.
I'm really considering. I was on the call with Twig, and Joy said, you got to protect yourself from, what do they call it? Liquidated damages.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, my thought is, so now all my revenue from 2020 is now moving into 2021. So what I'm considering is to protect myself is maybe, and one of my great friends told me this, so I collect 50% retainer fee.
Right.
Non-refundable.
Right.
And then I collect the balance, a little bit closer to the wedding or event. But now we're moving into 2021. Now I'm holding another date. So I'm thinking about whatever half of what is due should be due right away. And then the other 25%, 2 weeks before the wedding or a month before the wedding, however your contract states.
So you're thinking of making sure that you have all, right. Yeah, I think, I think anything's fine. I think the 50% is good, and then 50% before, like 2 weeks before, a month before, or whatever. But I think making sure that you have your cancellation date, that they can't get anything back. Like mine is 120 days. So if they can't cancel within 120 days, if they do, they owe me everything. And then it's my discretion.
You do 120 days? See, my original said 45, but now I'm like,
protect yourself. Really, I mean,
messing myself up.
But here's the thing. You have to think of it like, if somebody were to cancel within 45 days, are you able to book another wedding? And right. So that's what
Mike and I are changing that, because we're like, if I had 90 days, there's a chance I could rebook it. But the closer it gets to the date, the less chance I have to book it. And I said no to 5 other people when I took that event.
You can't go back. And that's why I do 120 days. 120 days, at least I can have an attempt. So my contract says if you cancel within 120 days, or 120 days before, you lose your retainer. But if I can book somebody at normal rates, then I'll give you back that retainer. And that gives you
I want to be
time.
fair, because my heart goes out to the people that are trying to get married, because you plan this forever, and I do. I'm so empathetic about it, but I want that empathy returned.
Right. I mean, we're running a
I'm
business
like,
and,
dang, you don't know what
yeah.
your vendors are going through. Don't just cancel. Please postpone.
Well, I remember me and Casey from All About the Music. We had a wedding 2-3 years ago, and 3 weeks before the wedding, they canceled. The couple ended up not getting married or called off the wedding. And it was supposed to be a Red Hawk, so we immediately called each other. I called him and I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Because we got a very stern letter from the person who's paying for the wedding, saying we need our money back now.
All of it too.
I have an attorney, I have blah blah blah, and I'm sitting there like, well, it's 3 weeks for the wedding. Here's my contract. I double check my contract. I'm like, oh my god, make sure my contract's good. And I was in the right, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, what are you doing? So we ended up working something out with him. Luckily, I gave him part of their retainer back, but luckily they ended up getting married. The bride got married, and bride's a friend of mine. The bride got married again, or got married like 2 years later. And so we still shot the wedding. He still DJ'd the wedding, but if he didn't, it would have been just this crazy, frustrating thing. And that had nothing to
Yeah.
do with pandemic either.
Yeah. I know a lot of vendors had to relook at their service agreements for sure.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to. So you're pretty active in the wedding community. So I see you mostly you're Twig. So how many groups are you in now? It was like 3,
I'm in
4, Nace?
Twig, Nace, Weddings of the West, that's the one I've been in the longest. That's
Right.
kind of my heart.
Yeah.
And then I'm in
NNBA,
yes.
Northern Nevada Bridal Association.
I always I'm in that, Twig, Nace, and Wow. And they're all so different. There's good things about each and every one of them. I like them all.
Right.
Nace is really culinary, and they've got
right?
good content, but you always get fed really well, and
Right.
mixology drinks, and I love that.
Yeah, Nace is. I was with Nace for about a year, and then I stopped doing everything and focused on myself. And I book really well on my own, but I missed when I closed my studio. I missed that group atmosphere.
That's the thing. I love being able to just, fellowship with other vendors that are going through some of the same things you are.
Right.
Don't isolate yourself from your vendors, even your competitors, because we bounce ideas off each other all the time. Larry and Jimmy.
Yeah. I'm sure
Jared,
people are tired of me saying this, but like I have hashtagged with my old with Hatch, my old studio, for photographers, community over competition. And my whole goal was like, we're not really competition. Yes, we're competing against each other, but how many weddings, how many portraits can I do on my own? So why not help each other?
And Tahoe are thriving. You couldn't even handle 1%.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's so many weddings. I get like 20 inquiries a week. And whether they're price shopping or not, I have an email that goes out. And if I'm booked, I have a list that goes, hey, I'm so sorry I'm booked. Congratulations. Please contact these 6-7 photographers because they are amazing. And I'll trust them with my own wedding. And then hopefully they book them. I don't know if people do that for me or not. I have that
same philosophy, like elevate everyone,
Right. And that way
I'm
we
friends
can
with
all
Jeff
make money.
And, Eric, Sawyer.
Oh, yes, Sawyer.
I like them all. And I just feel like if we all talk, and it just makes it better. Like, I don't want the client, I don't want to go, I'm not going to refer my competitor just because I couldn't get it. I want to make the client happy and refer somebody that I know would do a good job.
And it's a bad service too. So being in all these organizations, I mean, are you finding, and this is a kind of a vendor question, are you finding a benefit? Is there a pro or con to this? I mean, the only thing I can imagine is some of these vendors in there might feel like, I don't know if these people in these groups are feeling like their organization is better than the others. So what's happening is they're like, oh, you're doing this and now you're going to this meeting. Are you going to tell them all our secrets and stuff? And are you getting any of that negativity towards it? I feel like I'm getting a little bit, but not enough for me to care.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, as far as Weddings of the West, I'm on the board with them, and we don't care about being the largest. We just want quality. We want good content. I don't really think they really fight because they're all a little bit different. And
Right.
they
They're all
all
like
bring,
different regions, right? I mean, that's kind of how it worked.
at first it was,
NBA,
because at first
right,
we're like, why'd they open another one? To be honest, but
right,
they're more Reno. Larry's is more Reno.
right. Weddings of the West is
Wow was kind
Carson,
of the
Genoa.
Carson
Yeah.
Valley. We're trying to be more, everything.
Right.
So we wanted to absorb some Tahoe when the Tahoe Association folded. We want to get, we kind of want to be everywhere,
Right.
but quality. I just want the quality vendors and people, I don't want a lot of MLMs, stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah. And that was my decision. Like when I was looking at joining these groups, I emailed, I looked, I did everything I could. And I was like, I don't know where to go. It wasn't really about price point to me. It was just like, I really want to get into groups that value what I have to offer, value what I have to say, and then that I can actually learn from. For some reason, I always put myself in this like alpha role where like, whether it's I've been here forever, I've shot a ton of weddings where people ask me questions and I answer questions. But I'm still always looking. I join these because I want to learn. Like I don't want to teach.
I want to learn too, and you are valuable, Jeremy. I would invite you to go to Twig because I love them all. I really do. I don't really have a super favorite. Weddings of the West is just that I've been with them the longest, and
right. Send me the info.
I was just really involved with that one more than I was the others. But Twig, Joyce has some great content.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why
more,
I didn't.
Tahoe.
Yeah, send me. Can you send me the link or whatever to Twig? I know they're probably not having meetings right now, but when they do, I'll jump on that
definitely.
bandwagon.
I would love for you to be part of that. I think you'll really like that group.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be fun. And then I'll find Joyce on Facebook here, add her up. Tracy, we have
Engaged, I think it's
Tahoe Engaged. Yeah, I think I was looking at their website a while ago. I remember when Twig first started, though, they reached out to me. And I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't like part of anything. I was like, oh, thanks so much. I'll check it out. But then I never did. So I always feel bad about that.
I like being a part of all of them. They're all just a little bit different. I know there's some of the same people in them, but there's also new. So I would encourage you.
Well, and that's Tahoe based. I mean, that's all Tahoe based, which is, different because everything I'm doing here is Reno, Carson so far. And of course we'll scatter into Tahoe, but, I like it. And then, Eric's always talked a big game about Twig, so it makes it
come on
over. A little easier to rock through. All right, Tracy, we have a couple minutes here left. I'm going to do a little thing. We're going to come off Facebook Live, but I'm going to keep you on for a second to say bye to you without Facebook. Can you just give us a good rundown on your business, how people can find you, why people are finding you, all that fun stuff? Just pimp yourself out as much as you can.
Sure.
Go for it.
So you can find me at mcclainsdj.com. I have 8 DJs. I try to only book 7, so I have 1 backup.
And that's per day, right? Like any given day?
Any given day. I don't know what this year is going to look like if the fall goes crazy, but, I try to have 1 backup in case somebody gets sick.
So theoretically then, if somebody needs a DJ, you're most likely going to be able to get them for any day because 7's a lot.
Yep.
All right, cool. That's good to know.
Yep, it is a lot. And then I try to stay reasonable pricing. I'm not the cheap, but I'm not the most expensive. And I can do that because I'm a multi-op. So, some venues you're just not going to get the money you would if you were at like Heavenly, where you got to take a tram and a shuttle. And
oh my God, it's so hard to shoot that. I mean, it's beautiful, but like, oh my God.
There's a lot, I don't put pricing on my website because it depends. My main package is 5 hours, but if you need us longer, we'll be willing to do that. But how easy is load in and load out? So, that's going to vary with the price. Some venues require a generator. So, and the number of people, once you get over 150, you're going to need extra speakers.
That's good stuff to think about. So, I mean, do you have a base price and then do you kind of modify it based on of those questions maybe you ask them?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. No, I think it's smart.
How far do I got to drive? How many people? How many hours? And how difficult is load in and load out?
Right.
And do I need a generator?
But even within those, you still feel like you're in the middle of the range of.
I feel like I'm in the middle. Yeah, cool. For me. A lot of my venues are like, Tracy, you need to charge more for you because you're the voice. you're the,
Right.
and I am the most requested because I'm the face of the business. So
I agree with them though. I agree because you're the face of the business.
Could be higher, maybe.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I think Eric does that. He has his rate for him and then his associate DJs.
And it doesn't mean they're not as good as me.
Right. They're still good, but they're not
where I
him.
toggle. I'm like, well, then does that mean that they're not as good as me? And that's not the case.
Right.
It's like supply and demand, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I would just have your rate and then the rate, because what if somebody does meet with you and they're like, oh, we really want you, be like, you know what, I'm actually booked for this other wedding, but I have an amazing team here that I can bring on and
I train them.
A little bit easier, right? To make it a little bit easier.
Here's what I love about the team that I have right now. I hire people because they have a serving heart, and I don't like arrogance.
Right.
I want you to love music. If you see grandma going through the buffet and she's struggling, please go help her. If there's trash on the floor, can you pick it up and throw it away? And is there plates everywhere? You know, if it's not like a venue and they had catering and there's plates everywhere, just go pick them up. Like,
I mean, we've washed dishes, we've cut cakes.
I've poured champagne. I've held babies.
We've driven, my assistant's driven like other people's cars to venues. I mean, it's like we have to do what we have to do to maintain it.
You do, and don't be that's not my job.
Oh my God.
You know?
Well, I mean, and I remember those vendors and I'm like, you're an asshole. Like, just do what you got to do. It's their day. Like, our job is to make sure their day is amazing.
And that's the thing. If you ask me about my business, you know, some DJs are like, no, I do not take requests. And I'm like, why wouldn't you? I was at one wedding where the usual stuff was not working. And I was like, what do these people like? So I went all around the board of genres and I put in Paradise City. They were rockers.
Right.
I was like, found it.
Right.
It's a talent to figure out what people, you know,
I mean, it should be super easy. If somebody's asking you to play a song, obviously that's going to be a good song for them. So why not just take that easy roll out?
But then on the other side, Jeremy, where I've had couples, and we let them, it's my philosophy that they can be as involved as they want in the music selection. Like, some couples will go, hey, you guys are the expert, just read the crowd, take requests, and I trust you. And then some pick pre-ceremony, ceremony, cocktail,
like a playlist in order for everything you need to do. That's not fun.
So sometimes if the music sucks, you cannot blame the DJ.
Yeah.
That's when you get on the mic. Hey, everyone. The couple has picked all the music, all their favorite music this evening. Right. And they really want you to jump out and have some fun.
Yeah. Please come out. You know, it's those type A's. I mean, do you get those clients? What happens when you get those clients? Do you just push them out? Or?
You know, there was a couple, and you learn the way of the land, because Mike had one couple, the bride. We have clean digital edits because I don't want the F-bomb or the N-word coming out over the speakers. Like, just doesn't make me feel good inside. So, you know, my philosophy is we are not going to play explicit. We're just not. Because then the venue's looking at you like,
what if there's a kid around or something? Yeah.
So we have clean digital edits. I did have one bride that poor Mike was the DJ for, and she wanted explicit, and everyone hated it.
Oh,
and then she comes up to Mike, no one's on the dance floor. And he goes like, can you just let me take over a little?
Yeah.
You know, threw on Uptown Funk, boom, everybody's out there.
Right.
But it's her day. What are you going to do? It's her day.
Right. I think more likely they'd rather have people out there on the dance floor. I mean, there's been so many weddings where
most of them. So now I try to interview and say, what kind of music do you like?
Yeah. Are you cool with me just ditching everything you say if nobody's on the dance floor?
Yeah, I do ask them that. And I have when my DJs call to go over all the details before the wedding, I'm like, please ask them if requests are okay. If their stuff is bombing, can you take over?
Right. And I think it's a valid question.
You should want your guests to have fun.
Right. You know, and if the music's working, it's working. But if not, people are there to have a good time, and there's nothing, oh my God, like shooting weddings and 2 people on the dance floor the whole time. I'm sitting there like, I'm done. Like, I got everything. Nobody's doing anything.
I mean, how many pictures can you take? And the more they drink, the worse they look.
Right. Right. And, you know, I'd rather have everybody drinking on the dance floor. I'd rather have like champagne flying in the air, people throwing drinks. Like, that's the stuff I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need a DJ, you know, and sometimes
You
it's
know
always the
what's funny?
smaller
Mike
venues that
had
are better.
another. This is what I love when all of us vendors talk. Like, what is your biggest pet peeve on DJs?
What is mine?
Yeah.
So I mean, the traditional ones are not giving me a chance as a photographer to get set up for the next thing. And then over asking me for everything, meaning, you know, so say if something's running early or the bride is just sitting there after she ate and we're like, you know, instead of them just kind of making a decision, hey, in 5 minutes, we're going to start speeches or toasts or do the next thing. They kind of just
Yeah.
sit behind the booth and I'm watching the bride sit there, not doing anything because she's done eating. Everybody's still running through the buffet line. Maybe it's too early for me to take him out for sunset. So I try to figure out ways I'm always watching the bride. I'm always like, how is she doing? How is it working?
Me too.
And when I have to go up to a DJ and say, dude, what do you want to do now? Like, what's going on? How do we want to work this? And they're like, well, you know, we have like 20 minutes left to do this thing. And I'm like, let's just please just help me.
That's what I do. Cause I'm like, if I see the crowd's getting restless, I'm like, hey, maybe we can move this up.
Right.
And here's what I like. And I want your opinion on it because the flow of a wedding. Right. So it's usually ceremony, cocktail hour, grand entrance, dinner, toast, traditional dances, bouquet garter, start the party. I do not like it when they start the party and then they want to do bouquet and garter way later.
My timeline is almost exactly the same way. It gets me everything done. So I do it for selfish reasons. And
I do it for you too, because I'm like,
well, once I get my dancing done, I'm kind of done. So like say that the wedding goes till 10 and we get all like the foo-foo stuff out of the way, all the traditional stuff, you know, shoe game, all that stuff is done, let's say by 8. And then all of a sudden we just keep people on the dance floor and they're just dancing for 2 hours. But after an hour, I kind of got everything.
You do.
And so I can be done. If I decide I want to stay more, I can stay more. Right. But yeah, like the same thing. People then can start drinking. They start to kind of gather other places. They're outside smoking cigars or kind of walking the venue instead of going like, all right, let's bring everybody back. Where's dad? Yeah. Where's mom? We got to do this, you know, this father-daughter dance, but we can't find dad because dad went to the bathroom because everybody's dancing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I train my guys like, hey, so you see dinner's coming down,
right?
Go check and make sure all the people toasting are in the room. And by the way, go to the cake and make sure the knife, napkins, and forks are there because I don't want to announce it. And tell the photographer we're about to do this because I don't want you changing the lens. You know,
so lens
behind the scenes, we're doing a lot.
And that's the thing. And well, you guys are doing a lot. So that's beneficial to us. And we love that. And I think that makes the wedding go. And on the photography side, I'm doing the same thing. So, you know, making sure that everybody's working together. And if we have like a coordinator or the venue has like a manager for the day or something, that's what we have to do. So yeah, if you're a vendor that doesn't do that, that doesn't think about somebody else other than yourself,
another thing
you're not going to be on a referral list.
And this isn't on you, maybe venues, like please give the DJ enough space. Like don't put me way far from the dance floor because I'm interacting with the crowd.
Right.
And I need the space and I need to be near the dance floor.
Yeah, you should really be in a spot that, you know, like a club, you know, like where everybody's watching you and seeing you. I mean, that's really ultimately what it's supposed to be. That way you can kind of get the party going.
And photographers, please don't take them out forever.
Right. I know. And I mean, I can get my shots in 15 minutes.
I've had some that I swear I only had two times. I only had 20 minutes with the couple. And so did their guests, and their guests were pissed because the photographer had them out forever.
And that's a weird situation.
And then the venue stressed because dinner.
Right. Right.
You don't want dinner sitting there too long.
I mean, yeah. So I think the good thing with these organizations are we know who we refer, we know who we work well with. And, you know, if you do work with somebody again, because we don't get to pick the vendors that we work with. So if you work with somebody, then you kind of go in. If I know that I'm working with a bad caterer or a bad DJ or whatever, then I know that I have to kind of take over a little bit to get more. What I mean. Right. And then kind of warn the other vendors as well, like, hey, you know, and it's a rare situation, but ultimately it's not about ego. I just don't want my bride to go through some crap.
Yeah.
And then because they don't know, they have no idea. And you don't want to sit there and argue about like, oh my God, you chose this vendor. Like, this is what happened to me last time.
And I try not to even tell them, like if something, I had one wedding, it was just a nightmare. It was at a private residence. And I said, I need to do a site visit because I want to know way ahead, what am I in for?
Right.
And I want to know where power is. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this power.
Yeah.
When I got there, power was taken. And they're
Ooh.
like, you can plug into this generator. Well, there's 5 other people plugged into that generator. And I'm like, I can't do that. And then they moved the dance floor and I didn't have enough space. Technically, I could have just thrown my hands up and said, I'm out. And I was like, this is going to be bad. Like,
that's crazy.
And sure enough, someone tripped over my table, knocked this computer down, and I didn't have music for 30 minutes. I was so stressed. And so this is why now you see I have a nice facade around my stuff.
Right. Some nice light. Yeah. And yeah, I mean,
but I didn't tell the bride all the crap I was going through. She didn't need to know. I just had to roll with it. I had to do 600-foot cords to get power to the back of the house. And then even the power went out still.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So this is how you change your service agreement.
We live in, exactly. We live in, we learn. I've added a couple things in my contract based off of some past experiences, and now it's always on there. Tracy, thank you so much for doing this. Stay on here. No, you're amazing. I feel like we could talk, I know like 20 minutes ago, I said we have a couple minutes left, so we just went over, which boo-hoo everybody else. Stay on the line, but go ahead and say bye to Facebook here real quick.
Bye, everyone. Happy quarantine. We'll get through this. There's going to be a giant jubilee. We're going to have more business than we ever could even imagine, hopefully. That is my prayer for all of you.
I am excited for it. And everybody, this will be on the podcast, Raw Focus. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you get your podcasts. We'll see you guys on the next stream.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How'd it go? How do you feel?
I felt like it went well.
Yeah. I think we had a ton of people, your sister's all over the comments. So you can go back through the comments anytime.
Oh, was she on there?
Yeah. She, Bill Built an Empire, is a great DJ. Now Tracy rocks it. She said hi. Hello, Jeremy.
Oh, I can't wait to go look.
Yeah.
Hey, so when this is over, let's have a big vendor party.
We should. I think we should.
They haven't wanted to do it.
Oh, I'm game for anywhere. I mean, depending on what we can do, what we can. I think that's cool.
I can't wait to see all of you guys. I miss you so much.
I think all of the organizations need to just have just kind of a get together within an NBA needs to have one. WoW needs to have one where we just kind of get together and do whatever.
Let's do it. Maybe we can all come together as one.
Right. Even if we're all donating, I think if we all paid for a ticket or something to make it bigger and better.
Yeah.
Something, but I'll bring that up to everybody. I'm sure Carrie would be totally into that.
Totally. Jeremy, you're so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, this has been fun.
I just love you and your family, and you're one of my favorite photographers. You should talk to Rachel O'Malley too.
Yeah, this is I didn't know how this was going to go. So I'm booked out for 3 weeks now. And then
good for you.
Yeah. So I'm slowly just pushing these out. And, I don't know. Right now I'm trying to book as many as I can every single day because I'm not working. And I don't know once I start working again.
I need to go watch. There was a couple I didn't get to finish watching, so I'll have to go back. Yeah. And they're all on your Facebook, right?
They're all on the Facebook, but the easiest way to keep up to date is if you go to do you listen to podcasts?
Yeah, but I kind of want to see them.
Totally. So they're on both. So they're all on Facebook. They'll end up being on YouTube as well, my YouTube channel. And then the podcast, you just download it. So if you're in the car running around the house, I just put earpods in because I listen to podcasts.
That's what I'll do. I could have done that yesterday on the lake.
Right. So so I just listen to them, and then when I sit in the car, I listen to them. You can fast forward or do whatever. But I only put an episode out every week. So your episode's going to come out in probably about 2 months. But this right here, you can share anywhere. You can share on your business page and all that, and let people know that you did this, and they can watch the actual live part. But my recording is going to have the before and this part of the conversation too, which is
awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jeremy.
No, thank you for doing this.
See those chickadees, but when that snow melts, because you'll take a step on top of the snow, and then all of a sudden, boom, one foot goes down a foot.
We've done many a photo shoots where I, have to bring a family in there, and we're just trekking through. And then I just go down, and I'm like, all right,
did you go to the top where you can see Lake Tahoe?
I haven't been there during the snow, but I actually shot a wedding up there. So we had 60 people walking together up that hill, and we had a wedding up top. The bride and groom actually changed up there and did everything.
I can't wait to go up to the top, but there's no way I could do it unless I had.
Not now. Well, it's not hard to get up there when there's no snow, but it's a little sketchy still. So make sure you're It's probably like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes to get up there. It's a nice hike, but it's, you can see all of Tahoe. You get up there and just take like an hour.
Have you
just
been
sit
to
there.
Kings Canyon? There's a really easy hike to a waterfall there.
Wait, have I? I'm thinking Emerald Bay.
That's a
I might have.
spectacular waterfall. Have you gone to the upper level one?
Yeah. We climbed all the way to
cool.
the top. Super scary. But yeah, there's a ton of amazing stuff. And then I want to start.
No, that's the one thing I'm so blessed to discover, because I'm like, I got my butt out of the house, and do we live in the most magical place ever?
Well, we don't even think about it. But if you go out to the Gray Eagle area, they have a ton of cool hiking areas too. So if you ever make your way out there.
I've not been there to hike yet. I've done weddings a lot at the Chalet View in Gray Eagle Barn.
Anywhere. So yeah, they have a ton over there, even like Greenhorn Ranch. Yeah, Gray Eagle, the Gray Eagle Barn. There's a ton of hiking. I mean, I would say more than Tahoe, just because how it's built, but it's awesome.
I have so much to discover.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for doing this. You can end the meeting at any time. You will, and I'll see you, I don't know, one day, but we're going to be on NNBA here in a couple days, so we're going to do another update on loans and stuff. All right.
All right, take care.
Bye.